The mist from Tequendama Falls curled like spectral fingers around the ruins of Hotel del Salto, whispering through shattered windows and peeling wallpaper. Once a beacon of luxury, now it stood like a decaying corpse, its bones exposed to time. Luis had heard the stories, the warnings, the whispers from old men in Bogotá's bars. The hotel is hungry, they said. It never let its guests leave. But Luis was a skeptic, a documentary filmmaker hunting the real story behind the legends. His camera slung over his shoulder, he stepped past the rusted gate and into the hushed corridors of the abandoned hotel. The air smelled of damp rot and something metallic. His boots crunched over broken glass, his breath visible in the unnatural cold. He glanced at the grand staircase, its wooden balustrades clawed by time. A tap 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 echoed from above. Luis froze. Just the wind, he told himself. Or maybe an animal. He moved deeper into the ruins, his camera rolling. Shadows stretched along the walls, flickering like dying memories. Then, he saw her. A woman in an elegant 1920s gown, the silk clinging to her pale frame. She stood at the far end of the hallway, gazing out toward the falls. Her long black hair cascaded down her back, unmoving despite the wind that moaned through the broken windows. Luis lifted his camera. "Excuse me," he called. "Are you with the museum?" She turned. Her eyes were wrong. Too hollow. Too dark. A shudder passed through him, but he forced himself to step closer. "Señora." She opened her mouth. The scream that came from her wasn't human. It was 1,000 screams layered over one another, a chorus of agony and despair. Luis's legs locked in place, his mind a riot of panic. The walls around him shifted, the peeling paint reversed, growing fresh and golden. The broken chandeliers above reformed, their crystals glittering like stars. The stench of decay faded, replaced by the scent of cigars and expensive perfume. The hotel was alive again. Luis turned wildly, seeing ghostly figures in 1920s attire fill the lobby. They sipped drinks, laughed softly, yet their eyes were glassy, their smiles stretched too wide. Something cold clutched his wrist. He spun around and saw the woman again, her dead eyes locked onto his. "Welcome back," she whispered, the floor tilted beneath him. He stumbled, his body pulling toward the gaping windows, toward the roaring abyss beyond. He screamed. And then, he fell dead as he tumbled toward the roaring white waters of Tequendama Falls. The last thing he saw was his own ghost, standing at the window watching him plummet.